George, get out of my water. I have no idea what that means. Georgie, sit down.
Good evening. This is Jerome Thompson, and I am your host for this evening. We've got some great panelists that are going to join us this evening, and we're excited that you have come to join us as well. Grab a seat because tonight we're going to discover about different forms of specialty clubs and club branches. This is an exciting time as Lions are coming together, even in the pandemic, to serve more than we've ever served before, to form more clubs than we've formed in years, and to invite more members into our association. I'm excited that I was asked by the Lions virtual group to uh, host this tonight. A little bit about myself. I'm a member of the Moulton Lions Club in Moulton, Alabama. I have been a Lion for 31 years. I've served as an international director from 2015 to 17 and currently serve as your Global Action Team Constitutional Area Leader for the United States, Bermuda, Bahamas, and the islands of the Caribbean. It's such a great evening this evening. And let's take and look and see about all of the things that are going on this evening. We're going to be joined by Lion Rob Rand. We're going to be joined by Lion Mahesh Chitnis. We're going to be joined by Brandon Johnson, Leo Lion Brandon Johnson, and Lion Richard Stevenson. As their presentations are rolling, if you have any questions, you can put them in the question and answer box at the bottom of your screen. Our panelists are on. They're live and they're ready to answer your questions and respond as you have them. And so at this point in time, let me introduce to you our first panelist, Lion Rob Rand. Lion Rand is a past council chair and a member of the Minneapolis Downtown Next Generation Lions Club. He's been a Lion for 22 years. He's a fourth grade teacher by day and a Lion 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, very active with the peace posters, the Leos, working to increase awareness of the Lions Quest. And he's a member of his district global membership team. And as a member of the global membership team, he is serving as the Lion liaison to District 5M5's newest branch club, the Minneapolis Lions Bike Club. Grab your paper, grab your pen, and jot your notes down because he has an exciting presentation for us. Lion Rob?
Hello, Lions. I am Lion Rob Rand with the Minneapolis Downtown Next Generation Lions Club in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is my honor to be here tonight to talk about our newest branch club, the Minneapolis Lions Bike Club. So I am part of multiple District 5M, District 5, and here we go. Before we start, I would just like to make it clear that we are talking about pedal bikes. And so when we think in terms of specialty club, the idea that came to us right away was a biking club. And I'll explain why in just a little bit. But as you take a look here, these are two pictures in Minneapolis of avid bikers or bike individuals who bike in our city. And so we as a Lions Club are trying to embrace the idea of biking and to make that part of our portfolio of clubs here in our district. A quick overview about our district. This is multiple District 5M on the right that you see. And we are geographically in District 5M5, a quite small area. So we can never complain about the time that it takes to travel from one side of the district to the other. We are the Hennepin County, which is the home of Minneapolis. So we do deal with traffic, but we don't deal with a lot of distance here. So when you take a look at the map, District 13, District 10 has hours to travel. And here in 5, we do not have that. So if you take a look down here, you can see the 5 mark here where the green in the center. Again, that is the Minneapolis area of Minnesota. We have 1,336 members at the time of this presentation. We have 40 clubs, and we are fortunate in District 5M5 to have 8 Leo's clubs. We do have a Leo's district that is formed, and with COVID, some of our Leos are not as active as they were, but we know that that will come back after COVID. I'd like to start talking about our global membership team in our district. We do meet monthly, and our membership team is truly a team approach. We have 10 members, and in addition to that, our district leadership team is often present, which is great to see. Our global membership team meetings have overviews or recaps or touch-ins with different categories. And so there's a team of people that are assigned to new clubs. What area in our district would benefit from a new club? How are our most recently established clubs doing? And then kind of talking about the idea of specialty clubs and what are opportunities for growth in our district. We have a team that works on our Lioness conversions. At the start of this Lions year, we had 2 Lioness groups. We have successfully converted 1 Lioness group, and the second is hopeful by the end of this year. We have a team that works on recruitment. So how are we reaching out to potential new members? What forms are we recruiting in? And then providing the resources and the ideas to our districts of how to recruit new members. We have a team that focuses on troubled clubs. So maybe the clubs have a lower membership total. What can we do to help support the growth of those clubs? What can we do to let those clubs know that we're here? Some clubs seek help, some don't. So just making sure that as a district, we're aware of how our clubs stand. We have a team that works on retention. So how are we making sure that our current Lions are feeling like they're getting out of our clubs what they had hoped to when they joined? And how are we making sure that we're keeping the Lions that we have? And then finally, we have a group that talks about Leos and what are the Leos doing? How can we include the Leos? And then also talking about that transition as our high school students are leaving Leos. Is there something that we can do or track to make sure that those Leos are maintaining their experience and continuing into Lionism? Excuse me. So the why. In 2017, we heard the launch of the specialty club idea. And at that point, there were a couple of promotional videos that were launched. And watching those videos, it kind of asked or raised the question in my mind of why not? Why can't we do that? Why can't we find individuals that have a common interest in our own community that may be interested in forming a specialty club around their area of interest or expertise? Then taking that further and saying, all right, this is your passion, this is your expertise, this is what you love to do. How can we turn that into a form of service? How can we help you do what you do to better the community overall? And it's that idea of bringing knowledge to a new generation of Lions. And new generation doesn't mean young, excuse me, young or old. It means just introducing Lionism to others, to helping others see why we do what we do, and to have them join Lions and make a positive impact in their community. So in Minneapolis, one of the areas that we thought about is a biking club. And the idea of a biking club for us has been talked about probably since the launch of our specialty program that we heard about. So it's important to say that this is not, for us, was not a quick process. We had many conversations. We had conversations with bike clubs or bike stores, bike shops. And while in our mind, we thought it was brilliant, excuse me, that's not, that wasn't, it hasn't been an easy easy ride without some bumps. But when we think about Minneapolis, We know that Minneapolis has 98 miles of bike lanes, 101 miles of off-street bikeways and trails. We know that Minneapolis has 16 miles of on-street protected bikeways. So biking is here in Minneapolis, and hopefully one of the things that our branch club will do also is kind of bridge the gap between bikers and non-bikers, providing that education on bike safety and road safety. We know that in 2018, Bicycle Magazine listed Minneapolis 4th in its ranking of the nation's best bicycling cities. Minneapolis has the 3rd highest 5-year average of bicycle commuting for large US cities. Minneapolis has 26 bike shops within the city. And our city of Minneapolis continues to implement its bicycle master plan to provide safe routes for bikes and opportunities to increase the number of individual biking. And so as our city continues to grow, the city wants to make sure that there is safety, that there's opportunities, and the growth is happening in our city. Here are 4 pictures of what it's like to bike in Minneapolis. I should have added some winter pictures here, but you can see there are parkways, there's greenways, there's trails, all designated to biking here in Minneapolis. So what we did is we met as a district GMT and set some district goals. And so once we knew that we wanted to pursue the specialty bike club, we had determined that we would charter it during the 1920 Lions year, keeping in mind that this is COVID. We are very willing and happy if that needs to extend to the 2021 Lions year, that is no problem. Our goal was to establish our branch club by October of 2020, and we've successfully done that. We needed to find a sponsoring club, and we've done that. Organize a club liaison and guiding lions. Club liaison and guiding lions have been found. And then we needed to ensure that we're providing resources as needed to the Minneapolis Lions Bike Club. And so just making sure if there's questions that the members of the bike club who are new know who to ask, know where to go, and know what resources are available to them. And so those were the goals that our district created at the onset of the discussion about our specialty club. So with the branch club, so the club itself, our goals that we created were to establish the club officers so that we could form our branch club. And once we had some potential members for our branch club, we needed to find those officers and making sure that the officers knew what would be expected. And so we've successfully now been able to list our club officers and register our branch club. We established some benchmark goals for membership. We're working towards that goal of creating a full 20-member club. But in an effort to do that during COVID, we set some benchmark goals. So where do we want to be in December? Where do we want to be in March? Where do we want to be in May? And everyone is aware of those goals, from GMT to the liaison to the guiding lion to the officers. Excuse me. We've created and maintained a social media presence. And so initially right away, we set up a Facebook page. That Facebook page was set up by the district, but has now been taken over by the officers within the club. And that is to promote some of the education awareness of bicycle riding in the city, but also then to promote Lionism in their events. We also created a meetup site where individuals can log on and search for activities that are going on based on their interest. And so someone who is an avid biker or interested in biking could go into Meetup, select biking, and then find information about our Lions Club and some of the events that we're doing. They can RSVP, they can be directed to our Facebook page through that meetup site. And for us, it's proved to be very valuable. A goal was to host an informational night that was in partnership with the district. The district led it, but then our officers spoke, and we had current Lions speak about their experience. We had new interested members talk about what they would be hoping to gain, and then talk about their background in biking and what they think something like this could look like. Our branch club has also talked about a charter night, of course, with the district conversations, the guiding lion, and the liaison. So that is something we're talking about, and we want to set that goal so that that can become a reality for us. And then we started to talk about the importance of a calendar with possible monthly activities or future activities with COVID, just making sure that there was an opportunity to promote when having conversations with others. And so what are some of the things that this club could do so that when you are trying to promote and talk with others, you have something that people can kind of connect with and want to be a part of. With that, some of the possible events that we've talked about for our branch club, and this is just kind of to show how we are taking that biking theme and really incorporating it. So this club currently is a specialty bike club. It is an online club at this point as well. And the other piece is currently they probably will be doing the majority of their work between April and October. One of the things that we're hitting hard from a district standpoint is just that this club is about what they want to do. So while we have a liaison and while we have a guiding lion, it's the officers and members of this club that will make the decisions. And so we can provide them with ideas, but again, it's really whatever they want to do. So the possible events that we've talked about around biking is Your Bike, Your City photo contest, encouraging people to be healthy and still active. And so as they're doing that, if they're taking photos with their bike somewhere in Minneapolis, take a picture with the bike and submit that. Safety workshops or seminars, partnering with local bike shops, for example, to do a seminar on fat tire bike riding, or a safety workshop on for families on how to ride, as a family around the city. Safety workshops for kids, how to wear a helmet, how to use hand signals, how to properly maintain your bike, are all activities that this club could be involved with. A number of our schools here in Minneapolis have bike fleets, so they actually teach kids how to ride a bike. As a fourth grade teacher, it is an experience to be involved with a bike fleet when it comes to school, and you have students that are 9 and 10 who don't know how to ride a bike. And so it's an opportunity for our Lions to come in and offer additional assistance for those working with youth, to teach how to maintain a bike, how to ride a bike, how to properly wear and put on a helmet. So that's another activity that this branch club is excited to do. Of course, any other activities that tie into our key areas of focus. We have a program in Minneapolis called Free Bikes for Kids that gets donated bikes. They clean them, they check the maintenance, the mechanics of the bike, and then they turn around and donate those bikes and helmets. And so this bike club, excuse me, has the opportunity to visit that organization and participate with the cleaning and the maintenance. We have Santa Bike Rides for Charity, and this could go for any season or holiday, any sponsored ride where it's the fundraising or the items brought in go to charity. And so whether it's a bike ride for Toys for Tots or a bike ride to fundraise for a charity, could be great for this club. An example would be Tour to Cure. That is something that happens across the nation, raising funds for diabetes research and education. Chef's Cycle is similar, raising funds to reach the goal of no hungry kids in your area. Again, a bike club would carry the Lions name and everything that goes with the Lions, so is a win for individuals who have a passion for biking, but also want to do good in their community. From the start, we've tried to push the promotion of a club. And so through word of mouth initially, here's what we're thinking, here's what we're talking about, here's an idea, what do we think, where can we take it? We created a Facebook page, asked everybody that we know to share it, to join it, to like it. When we post, we ask people to share, making sure that our events are on there, and just education or facts about what's happening in our community in terms of biking. We've also created the Meetup page, and Meetup, again, I explained, is just a site where individuals who are looking to join groups, they can go, they can search an area of interest to them. They can RSVP, you can see who RSVPs, and then you can connect with them through that program. If they missed the event or the meeting, you can ask, you know, supply more information. You can, it's just a great way to connect with individuals who are interested in the events that you're posting. The other thing that we do is, I think we have a pretty good partnership in our district. And so making sure that officers in all of our clubs are trained. When you bring in a new branch club, some of the members may be transfers, some may be new to Lions, and asking them to not only learn what Lions is, but then one of these roles in addition to their daily life can be overwhelming for some. So just making sure that there's the training and the support for those individuals. In our district, we also do a lot of shared club, district events. And so an event that might be sponsored by the district and inviting clubs to participate, or clubs will partner together. Smaller clubs will work together to do cleanups or rides or stuff like that. So just really promoting cross-club involvement. Our district also has support from our GAT as a whole. Our GAT team meets together. They establish goals and make sure that clubs know those goals. And of course, the district offering support during COVID. COVID is a new time for us as Lions, finding ways to make sure that we're still able to make that impact in our community, making sure that our Lions are still feeling like they're valuable, and that comes with district partnership. So some of the tips that we have, or that I kind of tried to think about, is don't give up. The specialty club really for us took off when we had when we went to the sponsoring club and said, here is some ideas. One Lion within that club said, I'm an avid biker, I love it, I would love to help. And it's with that Lion's assistance that we've really started to take off. So this was not an instant, easy startup for us, but it's one that we feel is a valuable group to have in our district, and so persevere through some of the no's and keep going. Find that motivator, find that person who is really active in your idea and with the theme of the club. That one person can really make a difference, and we've seen that here. Another tip would be to set goals. Make sure that everyone is on the same page as to where you want to go. What are the action steps that are going to get you there? And then celebrate, of course, when you do reach those goals. And so be realistic. Set them so that they're goals that you can reach. And then truly do celebrate and honor those that have helped to reach those goals. Let the branch club take the lead as guiding Lion or as club liaison, there to support, listen, offer suggestions, but really let the club take the lead on that. Promote, spread the word of what's being done. Don't be afraid to over promote, but really let people know that this club is up and coming. Consider a group in your community that could benefit from being a Lions Club. Are they doing things that the Lions name and what the Lions bring could help? And then just remember that it's a team effort. It's not an individual that's working to start a club. It should be a team effort. From the GMT to the subgroup to the guiding Lions to the liaison, to the sponsoring club. It's a team effort. And so if any one person becomes too stressed out, have them take a step back and remember that it's a team effort. So today it's been my honor just to give you a quick look into the Minneapolis Lions Bike Club, our branch club, which is also now a virtual Lions Club. We've come a long way. We're excited to see where this club goes. And if anybody does have any specific questions, you can feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, I thank you. And hopefully we will see the Minneapolis Lions Bike Club do great things in our future here.
Lion Rob, thank you so very much for an exciting presentation where that you have brought to light another opportunity for Lions across the United States and North America to partner with organizations in their community, such as your bike club. That is fantastic. And now moving to our second session, we're going to talk about the Special Olympics clubs. And we have past council chair Mahesh Chitnis, who will be our presenter. Past council chair Mahesh is a friend of mine. He has served alongside me on the Global Action Team as our area leader for New Jersey, New York, Maryland, and Delaware, where he inspires and motivates the Lions to increase in membership, expand our footprint of service, and provide leadership opportunities. Lion Mahesh has been a Lion since 1985. I'd have to do the math. 35 years. He started as a Leo, and he now has ascended through the ranks to be a past council chair. He's a CEO of a management company which is specializing in process reengineering and change management. He's married to Lion Anu. He has a son who is also a Leo and very active. It's my pleasure to introduce to you my friend, Mahesh. Mahesh, will you share with us about those Special Olympic clubs that you've assisted with in New Jersey?
Greetings from the Garden State of New Jersey. Before I begin, I must thank the Lions virtual class for choosing this topic. Lions President Dr. Choi challenged us to be united in kindness and diversity. This topic exemplifies that spirit. I am Lion Mahesh Chitnis, and I'm going to tell you my story about Special Olympics Lions Clubs or Champions Lions Clubs. I'm no stranger to working with individuals with intellectual disabilities. My home club hosts a social for adults with intellectual disabilities 4 times a year. We do it for Halloween, we do it for Christmas, Valentine's Day, and once in spring. I have also chartered a club which works with the children with autism. But unfortunately, I didn't know much about Special Olympics. I heard about it in news, but didn't know much. This was all about to change. We went to the Lions International Convention in Hamburg in 2013. In one of the plenary sessions, the session was getting delayed, and I had to rush out to catch up a shuttle to go to the convention center from the auditorium to present a seminar, and I was getting late. But my son, Leo Ojas, pulled me down and didn't let me go because the legend of basketball, Yao Ming, was supposed to be on stage. And he was a buff. He is a buff of basketball, and he did not want to go without seeing Yao Ming. That changed a lot of things for me. Let me show you what we heard.
Earlier this week, our foundation committed $7.8 million to expand our partnership.
Lions already joined the Open Eye project, helping Special Olympic athletes receive proper vision care and glasses.
Through our partnership, more than 325,000 athletes have had their vision screened.
I think it is almost impossible for words to capture what the gift of vision is for them. For so much of their lives, they are told not just that it might not be important for them to see, but it just isn't important for them to be.
Everybody counts and everybody matters. And so we come here today in this new celebration to continue the valuable work in health, to continue with financial resources, to make vision possible, but also to join in inclusive sports together. Lions and Leos playing with Special Olympics athletes in schools and communities, not just to play together, but to support families at the local level.
We're excited to do even more health program, sports program, family activity, and together we can even make it better.
We share with the Lions clubs a deep-set commitment to creating a world where everybody's included and there are no people on the sidelines. And until we have that world, we're going to work together to build it.
I was very much inspired and decided to grab that opportunity right away. When I reached back to the hotel room that evening, I wrote a couple of emails asking for more information. Then I came back to New Jersey. Unfortunately, there were a lot of things that were on my plate that time. We were redistricting, and there were a lot of issues to be resolved and work that needed to be done. So everything else went on a back burner. One evening, I was sitting down and listening to the news, and I saw Lion President Wayne Madden inaugurating the National Games of Special Olympics right in my neighborhood in New Jersey. It triggered my interest one more time, and I wrote a few emails. This is where a great lion enters into this story. Very promptly, next day, I got an email from Lion David Evangelista, who also works for Special Olympics. He offered me to set up my meeting with the officers of Special Olympics New Jersey. Before I go any further, here is a message for you from Lion David.
Good afternoon to Lions Club's friends throughout the world. My name's David Evangelista from the Movement of Special Olympics, a proud Lion of over 21 years and a member of the Centennial 100 Champions Lions Clubs. I'd like to take this opportunity quickly to share with you the power that comes in creating a Champions Lions Club, indeed a specialty club dedicated to supporting your local Special Olympics program. Many years ago, Special Olympics and Lions Clubs International formed a global partnership dedicated to improving and empowering the lives of individuals with intellectual disabilities. And since then, we have learned from the athletes of Special Olympics that through service, we all can gain a new sense of dignity, a new sense of purpose, and a collective sense of solidarity. The Champions Lions Club model is one that engages individuals with intellectual disabilities as fully fledged members of the club. Not only are people with intellectual disabilities beneficiaries of the service of Lions Clubs International, but in many ways they are the agents of service, serving in clubs all throughout the world, from Australia to Italy to the United Kingdom to the United States and well beyond. We in Special Olympics are proud to partner with Lions Clubs International and the Lions Clubs International Foundation around Project Mission Inclusion. I encourage all of you to listen to Lion Mahesh's presentation on Champions Lions Clubs, to think of a new way to engage those most on the margins, give them a chance to take their rightful place in the center of the dialogue and in the center of valuable service for those most in need. on behalf of all of us at Special Olympics, and in the hopes to work with you closely in creating new champion Lions clubs all across the world, I thank you.
After Lion David's email, everything went into high gear. He set up my meeting with the executive director of Special Olympic New Jersey, and I started doing my research. I wanted to find out how Lions around the world work with Special Olympics. I also came to know about the Special Olympics Lions Club. Due to some trademark issues, we started calling them a champion Lions clubs. I studied about them. Many times, the parents of athletes and staff come together to support the Special Olympics through Lions Club. And we had such almost a dozen such clubs around the world. But during the speech of Lion Tim Shriver in Hamburg, there was one thing that struck me quite a bit. He was talking about his aunt Rosemary. Rosemary had intellectual disabilities, but the Kennedy brothers and sisters did not treat Rosemary any differently. When they played tag football, they went to hiking, they went swimming, they went biking, Rosemary was on their team. And that made a lot of difference in the philosophy of all the Kennedy brothers and sisters. I was very much impressed by that thought, and I understood what he meant to have somebody on your team. So when I went to Special Olympics, I went with this thought that we don't need to have just another Champions Lions Club, but let's have a Champions Lions Club for Special Olympic athletes. With that thought in mind, I reached there. I was very impressed by their facility and the work that they do with people with intellectual disabilities. I started talking to the executive director about starting a Champions Lions Club for the athletes. She was very much impressed by that thought, but she told me that she cannot take that decision. I need to talk to the Athlete Congress, a body of Special Olympic athletes. She set up my time with them in one particular meeting. I was invited for the meeting. They had allocated me 10 minutes time. Anybody who works with Special Olympics knows that their meetings are up to the dot. If they gave me 10 minutes, I have to finish off in 10 minutes. So I use those 10 minutes to talk to them about Lions, what Lions do for Special Olympics, talk about the Champions Lions clubs, and how we can all come together and work on a common cause. I was asked to leave after 10 minutes. I was outside. I was taking a cup of coffee with the director of competitions. Before I finished that cup of coffee, I got a message that I was invited back in the meeting room. I did not know what to expect. When I reached in, without much of talk, the Athlete Congress President, Bob Fredericks, gave me a file and just said that let's do it. With that in my mind, we started the process, and the Garden State Champion Lions Club came into existence. The process was fairly simple because the philosophy that the Lions, the Special Olympics officers follow. Let's hear a few thoughts from Lion Tim Shriver, who is the president of Special Olympics, and his thoughts about our association.
You go to Lions Clubs and talk to Lions Clubs members. When you go to Special Olympics programs and talk to coaches and families, it's a completely different America. It's a resilient America. It's a creative America. It's a unifying America. People talking about how to heal problems, how to rebuild the country, how to be creative about new innovations that could solve problems, the environment, hunger, illiteracy, challenges in the urban centers and stuff like that. How do we reduce violence? People are hard at work on these things, crossing political boundaries, boundaries of culture and race, boundaries of income. And I talk to the Lions Club's members in a city like Chicago, where they've been celebrating for 50 years the volunteer spirit. What do they want to do? They want to help people see. They want to end preventable blindness. They're doing it all over the world. Millions and millions of people learning, getting the first chance to get an eye exam, get glasses, get cataract surgery. Why? Because Lions are doing this every single day. I mean, I'm inspired every day by the athletes of Special Olympics, not just because they're, incredible athletes, but because they look at the most difficult obstacles and they overcome them. Because they look at a world that says they're not good enough, and they stand up and say, I am good enough. They look at a world that says you're too different to belong, and they say, I want to be a unifier. These are lessons of the heart that heal. The country needs those kinds of lessons. They'll come from the bottom. I'm sorry, not from the top.
And also, like the Parkland students, there are people who said, enough.
Enough.
Enough with being discriminated against,
Right.
Enough with not belonging, enough with the fear, enough with the division. I want to be something. I want to be a part of something that says you are enough, we are enough, our country's enough, and let's go and make everybody feel that way.
With such a great ally at the top, and our president, Dr. message of being united in diversity and kindness, this is one of the greatest opportunities that we have. Diversity is not only about race and religion and skin color and gender and sexual orientation and age, but it is also about the abilities. We must have the Special Olympic athletes, the individuals with intellectual disabilities on our team. We have over 24 Special Olympics champions Lions clubs around the world. We have a lot of opportunity to have many more. Lions and Leos have been working with Special Olympics for more than 2 decades now. We are part of Project Inclusion, where Lions and Leos play with the Special Olympic athletes on the same team. We have opening eyes, where the Lions screen the Special Olympic athletes and provide them with eyewear. We volunteer in their events. We raise funds for them. We have some unique fundraising activities like plane pull, polar plunge, that Lions have been involved in for decades now. Special Olympic athletes are great Lions. They take our association forward. I've been working with the Garden State Champions Lions Club for 5-6 years now, and their support was immeasurable. They hosted us for our council meeting. They hosted a youth leadership conference with us. They hosted a symposium on mental health, and so on. Lions and Special Olympics has a very, very close relationship at an international level. We have them in our conventions. We have in Lions Day with UN, and the list goes on. I urge all of you to consider starting a Special Olympics Lions Club. All that you need to do is to reach out to your local Special Olympics headquarters. We have several Lions who can support in reaching out to them and building up a new club. The Champion Lions Club takes part in all the same activities that we do. They feed the hungry, they save the environment, they do eye screenings, they do all this and more. So please include them into your district, please include them into your clubs, and let's send a message to the world that we are really united in diversity and kindness. With that, I would like to end my presentation. There are a few documents that are prepared by our great staff in Oak Brook. I have collected them for your convenience. It is at bit.ly/champlions, or you can scan the QR code on your screen. You can reach out to me or Lion Evangelista anytime, and we are here to support you. Our emails are on the screen. Thank you for giving your patient ear. Thank you, Lions Virtual Classroom, for inviting me and letting me tell you my story. And again, I will urge you to consider starting a Special Olympic Lions Club. It is need of time, and we must do it. When I was talking about this presentation, our Garden State Champions Lions Club president wanted to talk to you also. So here is a message from him. I want to end my presentation with his message. Thank you so much. Make it a great evening.
Hi, my name is Steve Erdenbeck, and I serve as president of the Garden State Champions and also a Special Olympics New Jersey athlete. And I can tell you firsthand, as serving as president, it has been a truly great honor working with many of the athletes and also our different communities that are in need of assistance. So if you ever want to make a difference, come check out the Garden State Champions. You'll have a roar of a time. Roar!
Lion Mahesh, thank you so very much for a most moving and informative presentation concerning Special Olympics, the Lions Clubs, our partnership in forming champion clubs. Every community across North America has a Special Olympics type program with their schools and to reach out to those who have special needs. And so it's a timely idea for us to show kindness and put smiles on the faces of those who are less fortunate. Thank you very much for sharing with us. Our next presentation deals with campus clubs, and our next presenter is past Council Chair Brandon Johnson. Brandon's claim to fame is he was a charter president of the ETSU Go Bucks Campus Club. He was also the youngest district governor, and he's also the youngest past council chair. And tonight he's going to share with us his thoughts concerning the benefits of forming a campus club, how to get it up and running, and how to keep it running. He manages their family business there in Tennessee, which is in the automotive and tire business. He's very well educated with 2 master's degrees. He's worked for the governor's office in Tennessee. He's very well connected. And tonight he's going to share his wealth of experience with us. Lion Brandon, we look forward to what you have to say.
Hey guys, hope everyone is having a wonderful night. I am Leo Lion Brandon Johnson, and I'm so excited to share with you all information on starting a campus club and my campus club experience in general. I had the honor last year of serving as council chairperson for Multiple District 12. I'm 26 years old, so I'm a little young. I do have a great experience with campus clubs though, because back in 2013, I had the honor of serving as a charter club campus president. Now, I had a little bit of Lions Club experience before then, but at kind of the leadership realm, this was the first time I had really dipped my toes in the water. And this was October 28th, I do believe was the date, in 2013. We chartered with about 25 campus club members of all different backgrounds and ways of life. One thing that's really cool is most of these individuals have gone on to remain Lions or support Lions in different ways. And if you're considering kind of investing in a campus club, hopefully this few minutes that we're going to share together will give you a little bit about the ups, the downs, the how-tos, and the why you shoulds. So why in the world do we really need a campus club? You will hear a lot of the old curmudgeon, typically past district governor, sorry to call you guys out, but say, yeah, we've tried a campus club, it doesn't work, it failed, you know, we put a couple years into it, and that was the end of it. Here's a really scary fact. We are going to have to bring younger members in our association. The average age of a member in the United States is 60. My grandparents are in their 60s. So most of our members are my grandparents. We need new younger people to come up with new and innovative service projects. One of my favorite new and innovative projects we did at East Tennessee State University, our campus club, was come up with a project or participate in a project, we weren't really the ones that initially thought of it, called Walk a Mile in Her Shoes. And it was a project that tasked young men, particularly, to put on women's high heels shoes and walk a mile around campus with signs that shared statistics and facts against sexual assaults on campus. And that is a very taboo subject that needs to be talked about, and that we found a need and felt a need that needed to be addressed in our community. That's a project that's still going on. We need this to train more leaders. At one point, many district positions in our district were held by campus club members. Everything from district public relations chairperson to district Leo Club chairperson to district campus club, obviously, chairperson, etc. We have to start training more leaders. How often in our clubs have we seen that same member maybe be treasurer for several years, or maybe be secretary for several years? Unfortunately, these people stay in these positions for year after year after year, and we have to be prepared to train these new leaders. And when we bring new members in, it gives us more opportunities for service. Lions Clubs International put out a statistic a few years ago that for every one member that we bring in that stays a member for a full year, they help 50 others. That means if we bring in 10 new people into a campus club, that's 500 more people in our community that are being helped than before. Keep multiplying that out, extrapolate that data, and you can see on average how much people are helping and serving their communities. We also have to be prepared for the future of our association. At just a little over 100 years old, I can't imagine what the conversations must have been like for recruiting new members 20, 30, 80 years ago. We have to be really concerned about where our future is going, especially in the world that we're currently living in. If we don't bring in new blood to replace the members that are phasing out for one reason or another, we're going to have some big concerns. Also, membership bonuses. There are very few districts throughout the United States, or really throughout the world, that can say, yeah, you know, we have plenty of members, we don't need any more. Adding a campus club can be a real boom to your membership. In fact, when I was district governor a few years ago, we added the Knoxville Campus Club at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, chartered with roughly 30 members, and that helped us actually grow for a year, which I was so proud of. So let's talk about a little bit of the benefits to not Lions necessarily, but to the students who may join those campus clubs and to the universities that may host them. For students, there's opportunity to volunteer in campuses in their campus, local, and global community. Very few organizations or associations can say, listen, if you join Lions, there is going to be an opportunity to serve people right here on your campus. There's going to be an opportunity to serve people locally. And there's going to be an opportunity to serve individuals globally. We can offer that kind of well-rounded family of service for our members. Also, they're joining the world's largest service organization. Young people that are looking for opportunities to grow and to network and to build that resume, we want to be there for them. We want to say, hey, listen, we provide the world's best service with the best membership, and along the way, you're going to get some of the best leadership development that anywhere has to offer. This is why you should join us versus competitive organizations. Leadership training, strengthening business and management skills. I, as a 26-year-old young professional, being able to add to my resume that I have served as council chairperson and helped to work with more than 250 clubs throughout the state of Tennessee and more than 5,000 members, that shows a young person being invested, especially for potential managerial jobs, and really strengthens my skills personally. Networking, that is an absolutely wonderful benefit for students. There were and still are a lot of campus club members in the ETSU campus club where we would say, hey, brand new Lion Bobby, what do you want to grow up and do when you graduate? And they would say, oh, I want to be a pediatrician. And all of a sudden we can kind of look through our membership roster and find that maybe in our district or an adjacent district, we had a Lion who's a pediatrician, and we were able to connect those two individuals, let them network, a mentor-mentee relationship, and help a lot of folks out in their career. Resume building and transfership of membership. Being able to transfer, saying, hey, listen, you could join this organization on campus, but if you join Lions, you're going to be able to transition from that club to a club back in your home community or wherever you ended up working, etc. So, personal story, I was a member of the East Tennessee State University Campus Club, but I worked for 6 months in Washington, D.C. While there, I became an affiliate member of a club that I still stay up to date with most of the time and find out what they're doing and how they're doing. But I was able to show right up in a brand new community where I knew nothing and knew no one and automatically have a family. After I graduated from university and moved back to the community that I now live and work in, I joined the Lions Club here again and transferred my membership. But what are some of the benefits to the universities? Most universities, so I went to a school of 15,000 students, which is not a very large university. I would call it kind of small to mid-size. At our university alone, there were over 200 registered student organizations. So you can think with that many organizations, how much competition there is. Being able to say, listen, having Lions recognized at your campus is going to help build community relations. We are supported by Lions Clubs International and have an extensive volunteer network. We have a lot of recognition along your alumni, which is always a great thing. And along the way, we can kind of help bolster community service on campus and in this community. And when the community sees students out working in the community and growing, that always leads to great relations. So what are some kind of the steps that I would recommend? First, you have to have the passion. It's not about what you do, but it's about why you do it. So if you're going out and you were saying, yeah, we're just recruiting today because we need to hit 20 more members to make our district governor's numbers for the year, and nobody's going to join. But if you go out and you're working with people and you know from the start that, hey, I am joining because every single member that joins this campus club statistically is going to help 50 more people in this community. And at the end of the day, I want to see 500, 1,000, 5,000 more people helped in our community than before. That's the kind of passion that you have to have, in my opinion, to charter a campus club. Figure out the finances. I think that is the second most important step after you found the passion to do it. Make sure that the supporting club or the district can support this new club financially. Now, I'm not advocating to write them a big fat check out of your pocket every single year, or even for your district or club to write them a check. But there are going to be students that need help. There are going to be students that simply can't afford the membership dues, even at the reduced amount, because students are broke. A lot of students are having trouble making ends meet and paying for bills, but they want to give back. So you need to make sure that there's some opportunity. Talk to your district leadership. Say, hey, can we waive dues for district and multiple district for campus clubs? Can we maybe provide from our club a leadership grant to send these students to USA Canada Forum? Or can we sponsor their vests every year? Or can we do something to kind of help them financially? If you want them to serve, you're going to have to help them and partner with them. And I'll say for the ETSU Club, if it wasn't for the local Johnson City Lions Club helping us financially in several different ways, there is no way we would have ever been able to be successful as a club. Here's a little bit about the due structure. This is something that I would recommend whoever's working on chartering the club kind of gets familiar with. There are different charter fee levels, and these do change sometimes for students that are traditional students, so like 18 to 30, students over the age of 30, which we had in our club. We had several non-traditional students in our club, and then non-students, faculty member, and alumni. So over the years, the campus club has had especially faculty members that join and become members, and alumni that join. So make sure you're kind of aware of what that due structure looks like, who's paying what, etc. It can get you in a real big pickle if you kind of budget, hey, here's how much you need to charter, and then all of a sudden 3/4 of the members are faculty members, for example, and then there's a whole lot more dues involved than anybody ever anticipated. One of the things you're going to have to do is you're going to have to approach the school. Every single school across the United States has slightly different regulations on new club formation. So where I went, there was an orientation, there was paperwork, you had to provide them with different statements, you had to provide them with a copy of your constitution and bylaws, you had to do all of this kind of work to form a club. So make sure you kind of meet with the club. There's typically an office of student affairs that can kind of point you in the right way. And then one way to really get your foot in the door, look for Lions who have a connection to the university. So we happened at East Tennessee State to have several people on the alumni board of directors, which is really important for a university, that were Lions. And so when we were able to go in and met some resistance in chartering initially, and then said, yeah, listen, Lion Bobby Smith, donated $2 million to the school last year, and he's really passionate about seeing this club chartered. We were kind of able to open some doors that way. So look for people who are already Lions and have connections. You might be shocked. Maybe one of your current Lions brothers is a faculty member, or maybe one of the Lions Club's members' kids or parents or siblings or whatever is a staff member and just so happens to work in the new club development office at the university, or in disability affairs at the university, or something like that. And again, look for alumni. Say, hey, we're looking at chartering at Ole Miss. How many Lions do we have that are alumni, and what kind of connections do you still have to the university? Recruiting an advisor can be one of the most difficult spots, because every university that I know of is going to require you to have a faculty advisor. That faculty advisor has changed for our campus club over the years. It shifted several times. Sometimes the faculty advisor was active and even an officer of the club. So we had a faculty advisor that wanted to be treasurer for several years, which was super great. And then we had faculty advisors who said, hey, come see me every 2 months. I'll sign whatever paperwork and have fun. So it kind of changes quite a bit. One outlet, almost every university has some kind of disability affairs, disability services, that is an office within the university that is working to connect people. And it's working to connect the target population that Lions Club typically serves, blind, visually impaired individuals, etc., and help them on campus. Well, when they hear that there's a club starting to form that is not only going to help those members, but be prepared to work with them and encourage them and open them a kind of safe space of a club, in my experience, they're going to be all over learning how they can help more. Find children, grandchildren, friends that are at the university that already know about Lions. You would be shocked how often we would be setting up and a member would come by and say, yeah, that kind of logo looks familiar, the student would say. I was a Leo in high school. Does that have anything to do with this? And they had no clue that Leos and Lions were connected, and we were able to share that and talk to them about how and why they should join our campus club. Student Affairs Office is going to be able to provide you with potential leaders. Every Student Affairs Office that I've ever encouraged kind of keeps track on, okay, Susan here is president of the student government. They're also active in these organizations. Thomas and Jill, etc. These are kind of our top pool of leaders. Every student affairs office is going to know that. So you might ask for some recommendations. Hey, I'm looking for an up and coming leader on campus that may be excited and passionate about helping others and want to talk with the Lions Club about maybe helping us charter this. Finally, tabling is a great thing at a university that's kind of unique to universities that you don't see very often. You do typically have to have permission to do this from the student affairs office, but just setting up a table, having some of your all-star recruiters go out, share what Lions Club is about, and pass out pamphlets, etc. Once you kind of have some members that are signed up through the student affairs office, disability affairs, tabling, etc., once you get 20, now I like to see 30, 40, 50 people host an informational meeting. This is a meeting where you're going to say, hey, listen, come on out. We're going to have free Chick-fil-A. We're going to have free pizza. Side note, students love free food. Say that you got something free to come out just to hear your spiel. Bring some of your all-star recruiters. Don't bring, Lion Bob, who is a curmudgeon and hateful and you don't even really like yourself. Bring those younger members. Bring those exciting members. If there's something that I can help with, I'll give you my contact information at the end. I would love to come out and work on your campus and help recruit some people. I don't have I'm 26, so I'm starting to get gray hair, but I might be still able to recruit at a campus so far. Don't wear the vest, really, if you can help it. Don't dress too nicely. No need to wear a coat and tie. Just be relaxed. Now, that's not me saying come out in an AC/DC shirt, ripped jeans, and, a mullet or something. But I'm saying come normal. Don't be off-putting. Don't dress over. Just be down to earth with these students. Most of the time, they're going to show up in, like, Nike shorts and a T-shirt anyway. Share your introduction to Lions. Share testimonials. Share videos. But also, you want to make it kind of short. 45-ish minutes, so you don't have a whole lot of time, but these students are busy, so make sure it's something where you can get in and out. Share what other campus clubs are doing so that they can see that they're a network and that they are joining an association that doesn't just have traditional clubs, but other campus clubs. And then 2-to-1 system. This is a great idea. If you can find the manpower and you have the number of recruiters, say, listen, have 2 Lions to talk to every 1 potential. And what that helps, it helps conversation from kind of getting stagnant, especially for eating and over dinner. Maybe you have a married couple that can sit down with a potential Lion and kind of share their experiences. And that seems to make conversation go a whole lot smoother. Top rules, once you get your campus club, make sure to recognize their hard work. These are going to be students who are working full-time in a lot of cases, students full-time in almost every case, and still giving back to their community. Make sure to do something. It can be small, but just to recognize them. Help them, again, financially any way that you can. Don't use them as workhorses. I can't tell you how many times I've worked with a club and they said, yeah, we really have got all this environmental projects that we've kind of gotten ourselves into, and we need some young whippersnappers to go out on the road every Saturday and clean it up while we run the fundraisers. That ain't how this works, guys. Don't use them as workhorses. See them as peers. See them as equals. And don't treat them as a lesser member. Don't treat them as half of a member because they're younger. Treat them as a full member and recognize and appreciate what they bring to the table. Also, every young Lion that I know, while I love Leo Club, a lot of young Lions have found it insulting when you call them Leos. I don't think that's a dig against Leos, but all of a sudden when most of our Leos here are under the age of 18 and you're going to a 21 or 22-year-old and calling them a Leo, it's almost like calling them a kid in some ways. And so just be careful not to do that. Let's stay connected. There's my email address, brandonjohnson1994@gmail.com. Or if you want to add me on Facebook, I have a public page because my family was complaining that I posted so much Lions Club stuff on my personal page. But Leo Lion, Brandon Johnson, past council chair, would love to connect with you, maybe talk through with you about chartering a campus club in your area and seeing how I can help.
Lion, Brandon, once again, you've done an outstanding job and you've really opened our eyes to the way that we can partner with faculty, administration, and students to make a club work. thank you so very much for your presentation. And we're going to move to cyber club branches. And sometimes we get that backwards when we think it's a branch club, but actually it's a club branch. There's a host club, and then there's a branch off here with some exciting Lions that are serving, and there's no one better in the United States to tell us how that's done than Lion Richard Stevenson. Lion Richard is a retired financial executive and has an MBA from UC Berkeley. He's the founder and president of the South Tucson Cyber Lions and the founder of the Global Lions Forum. I would like you to welcome my friend, Lion Richard.
Hello, Lions. I'm Lion Richard Stevenson, and I'm president of the South Tucson Cyber Lions. We're a branch of the South Tucson Lions Club, and I'd like to talk to you today about cyber branches. For a moment, let's just think beyond the box. Let's ask ourselves, is the future going to look like the past, or is it going to look differently? And if it's going to be different, what might be due to be able to ensure that we have Lionism going forward? And here's some ideas you might think about. Let me introduce my club. I'm a proud member of the South Tucson Lions Club, and we're in South Tucson, Arizona. In 2017, we were a 75-year-old traditional club with a rich history. We were extremely close to the community, with many of the members having grown up together and dated each other's sisters and married each other's sisters, and everybody knew everybody and went to the same high schools. We were 60+ members. We met Tuesdays for lunch at a steakhouse, and we were a comfortable club and a happy club, but we needed new Lions. But were we just a social club for old friends? Did we allow outsiders to join us and immediately feel comfortable? We had a median age of 74 years, so we were older. We were not attracting our replacements, and we were getting fewer service projects and fewer fundraisers with each passing year. We were having officers who had to repeat the different positions, and one Lion even was the president 4 times. Several key jobs were owned by individual Lions who stayed and others couldn't step up. Some might suggest that we had a clique running the club. We had lots of volunteers for our various projects, but when we asked them to join, we couldn't get them to yes. So we had to ask why, and the answers came back. I don't have time. I don't have time to attend your weekly meetings, and if I'm not in your meetings, I don't know what's going on and I don't have a voice. I don't have time to assume the various officer positions that you want me to assume, or to attend all the training sessions you want me to attend, or the conventions. I can't afford it. You're asking for $120 a year to join, and that seems like more than I can afford to be able to serve. You know, I'm not really comfortable with some of your traditions. You know, the patriotic song, the prayer, the Pledge of Allegiance, you know, those are just not my thing. And, you know, it seems to me that the clique is running the club, and how long will it take me before I can be an insider and step up to some of those positions that are owned by some of the older members? My goodness, do we need to change? What a scary thought. So the leadership of the club decided, why don't we start a cyber branch? A cyber branch would allow us to retain our club the way it is, meeting on Tuesdays, the traditional clubs meeting the way they want, while the new members can join the cyber branch and run it the way they like. They can meet when they like and how they like. We can attract the next generation. Those are the people who are going to replace us when we're gone. New Lions can pursue their passions and allow us to pursue ours. And new Lions can assume those leadership positions that we are holding for our old passionate Lions who want to keep doing the same jobs over and over. So what did we do? We opened a cyber branch, and we took a project that was very successful and had lots of volunteers, which was vision screening in schools, and we built on that. And we said to those people, why don't you join our cyber branch? We listened to the reasons why you didn't want to join our club, and we've changed things. We're not going to have meetings, we're just going to have service. We're going to lower the dues. We're going to create new traditions that are your traditions, and we're going to allow you opportunities to lead, and we're going to work on the projects that you're passionate about. In other words, it's going to be your club, your way, and we're going to focus on fun. Now, here we are 3 years later. Our branch now has 46 Lions. Our parent club has gone from 60 to 44 Lions. We are now larger than our parent club. We have 33 women in our branch, and we've lowered the median age of the entire club 14 years to 60 years of age. We've raised $50,000 that the club would not have raised had we not been here. And that money reflects on our parent club as money that they've raised because we're part of the parent club. We've completed 300 plus service events. That also reflects on our parent club. We vision screened over 110,000 children. And now we're serving with our parent, and our branch Lions are even beginning to step up to club leadership in the parent club. Some facts. No matter what anyone tells you, there is no cost to having a branch. It doesn't cost you anything. There's no licensing or anything. Number two, branches are not forced to charter when they get to 20 members. You can have a branch with 200 members. There's no rule against it. All branch Lions are full members of the parent club first, and then they're added to the branch once they're inside the club. Think of them as just being on a separate project within your club. The branch can have its own treasury if it chooses, and it can set their own dues. So they can have lower dues and manage their own money. The branch can raise money under the parent foundation or 501c3. That's perfectly legal since you're part of the parent. And the branch service is the parent service. Whatever the branch does reflects on the parent, including the number of new members you're going to be recruiting. Now, inside all the good stuff are some new challenges, but there are good challenges, challenges that are new and different. Number one, this is a long-term investment. It's not going to get done in a month or 2 months. We're 3 years into this and we're still working through some of our challenges. We're going to attract transactional Lions as opposed to traditional Lions. Transactional Lions want to work on vision screening. They don't want to be club president. They don't want to be secretary. They don't want to become district governor. So consequently, you're going to have not enough help doing administration. For the 3 years we've been running our branch, my wife and I have done secretary, treasurer, everything, just so it would all get done and the Lions wouldn't have to do that. We're now getting to the point where we're attracting some people who are beginning to step up. So this is a long-term investment. Also, transactional Lions, there is high turnover. And I say high, I don't know if it's higher than your regular club, but there is turnover. So you have to keep recruiting in order to ensure that you're growing. Want to give it a try? Well, it's very easy. All you got to do is review the LCI documentation so you know what you're talking about, because you're going to need to talk to your parent club and the district governor and so forth and explain to them how things work. You need to gain approval of your parent club and notify your district. You just need 5 Lions. They could be existing Lions in your club today. Then you choose a name, you appoint a liaison, and the club, the new branch elects a president, and you open it up in MyLCI. You don't need permission. You don't need licenses. You just open it up in MyLCI. And it's just as easy to close. Once you drop below 5 Lions on it, the club can be disbanded. Excuse me, the branch can be disbanded without any trouble at all. So this is not a difficult thing. It's not like opening a Leo club or chartering a new club. It's very, very easy. It's just like a project within your club. Do you need help? Well, you can join the Global Lions Forum Facebook group. All you got to do is go to Facebook, Google Global Lions Forum, and ask to join and ask questions. We started this group with a cyber club in mind, and that's what we know a lot about and we talk about. So just ask your questions. Number two, you could ask a cyber branch guiding lion to join your club with a Zoom presentation. What's a cyber branch guiding lion? Well, I'm a certified guiding lion, and I think I know something about cyber branches, so I'm going to appoint myself as your cyber branch guiding lion. All you got to do is find me, and I'm happy to join your club on a Zoom call. We can show this video and answer questions. Follow Facebook pages of cyber branches and cyber clubs. There are several around, and they have a lot of great ideas. I'm learning constantly by watching what these different clubs are doing. And you can reach out to your GMT and your NAMI champion. They should be experts on this as well. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure chatting with you today, and I'm very proud to serve with lions like you. Thank you for being lions, and thank you for paying attention to my speech today.
Lion Richard, thank you so very much. And if all of the panelists will turn on their cameras and open their mics, there's just a few questions as we begin to work together to address some of the audience questions. And Lion Richard, can I go to you first, because it's the one that is right there on the mind. And someone asked the question, can a traditional club become a cyber club? And how would you respond to that, Lion Richard?
I think many of us are already cyber clubs or half cyber clubs by virtue of the fact that we're using Zoom for our meetings. Cyber is just another way of communicating. A club is a club. So it's very easily done. Just start doing some stuff online and you're a cyber club.
Thank you so very much. It's your club, your way. Meet like you want to and call yourself what you want to. Just serve. Lion Brandon, there was a question that was put forth as you were speaking, and that is the Learn Center a valuable way for campus club members to build their resume?
You know, I think the leadership development, Jerome, that Lions offer wherever young people can find it is so important. The more and more you go to higher education institutions, whether it's a local community college or a four-year institution, they're placing such a high level of importance on leadership development in whatever way students can get it. And the fact that a campus club member or an individual that's a student could join a campus club, hopefully the district and multiple waive the dues, so they would be paying about $25 a semester, have access to leadership development here on these courses, have leadership development through Lions University, have leadership development through online Lions Clubs International, and then be eligible to participate in great institutions like Faculty Development and Advanced Lions Leadership Institute, both of which I did as a college student, is such a great tool to be able to recruit them and bring them into our family.
Thank you, Lion Brandon. And now, I hate to be rapid fire, but I'm trying to get all these questions squeezed into a few minutes. Lion Mahesh, as you were speaking, there was a question raised. Are the members of the Special Olympic Club the parents and the teachers of students and young adults who have special needs, or are the members the actual adults over 18 that have special needs?
The club that I worked with, those were Special Olympic athletes. The Champion Lions Club focus on the Special Olympic athletes, staff, and the parents. But there could be a traditional club with the people with intellectual disabilities.
Thank you so very much. And now we're going to Lion Rob quickly. One of the questions that was raised during your presentation was, if someone was going to approach the bicycling community in their area, what would that sales pitch sound like?
So what we did is we found that passionate person. And so that passionate person for us really set the tone and just also shares their passion of biking. And so when you find that person that is an avid biker that can recruit from within, that can then exponentially continue to spread the word of their love of biking, invite close people to them. Once the activities start and the PR starts, that's where I think you start to get, you start to branch out kind of your connections, whatever your theme of your club is.
Awesome. Thank you, Lion Rob. You did a great job and triggered a lot of thoughts for everyone. And I'm going to drop back to Lion Richard now. Lion Richard, you being the cyber club branch specialist of North America, there was a question that was raised during one of the presentation. Is a liaison to a club the same as a guiding lion or to a new club? Can you talk about those two positions and their similarities or differences?
A certified guiding lion is a certificate within Lionism, and the liaison for a branch is an officer elected or appointed by the club president who's going to be monitoring the branch. We chose someone who was a past council chair and a certified guiding lion as our club liaison, and I found him to be a great deal of help and wisdom in asking all those questions that we needed to ask. And I was an experienced lion when we started our branch. If we were to start a branch with someone who was not an experienced lion, they'd need to lean even more heavily on that liaison person. So having them be a certified guiding lion, if not in the letter of the law, in the spirit of the law, is essential to the success of the branch.
Thank you so very much. And Lion Brandon, if you're still with us, there was a question raised as you were making comments about how the district positions were filled with campus club members. And someone typed and asked, are you saying that these new younger members are able to take leadership roles and mentor the older members concerning public relations, social media, and other meaningful things that we may not be as skilled with?
Yeah, certainly. A beautiful thing about our association, Jerome, is the fact that people from different backgrounds, and when we talk about diversity, just like my friend Lion Mahesh was saying in his presentation, we're not talking all these traditional concepts of diversity, but diversity in age and diversity in thought are two wonderful things that your campus club could bring to your district. And it was really rewarding to see some of these campus club members have the opportunity to step right up, get engaged. We had a district governor a couple of years ago who put a campus club member as her district secretary, which in my opinion is one of the hardest jobs in the district. In a lot of cases, even harder than being district governor. And the campus club member did a phenomenal job. So don't discredit them just because their age, and with some mentorship, you can really help keep their good ideas on track.
Thank you so very much. And we have a hard stop. And we have reached that hard stop, and there's hundreds of other questions. And what I'd like you to do is, if you have a question that you need to direct to one of our panelists, go ahead. I think that each of them gave you their email address, and send that in, or go ahead and put it in the question and answer box, and we're going to try to get to those. I want to thank everyone who has been on the program with us tonight. I think that Lion Richard, Lion Mahesh, Lion Rob, Lion Brandon have all, and I've missed somebody, all four of them, have all done a fantastic job. They have really sparked some interest within me, and I now know some new communities that I can go out to and approach and ask them to join the Lions Club. And I know that everyone here tonight has also indebted to each of you for the time that you spend and the ideas that you've shared. Moving forward, we have World AIDS Day promotion. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm ahead of myself. Go ahead and play it. Your global action team in CA1 and CA2 is putting together a series in January, The Road to Success. It's going to be a 4-part series to help our district governors and all of our stakeholders. That's our past IDs, our past presidents, our current district governors, our second vice district governors, our zone chair and region chair, to understand the North American membership process, build a team, build a vision, build a plan, and build success, because we're doing better this year than we've ever done before, and we're going to continue the momentum into next year. Plan to join us and look for the link to register for the Road to Success. And now, Lion Jody, tell us about World AIDS Day.
Well, hello, Lions. My name is Lion Daniel Marnie Elkins, and I would like to invite you to the event that Lions Virtual is helping to host this Saturday, December 5th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We are working in partnership with AIDS Delaware to host the 2020 World AIDS Day. It is a global solidarity shared responsibility live streaming event that features a dynamic and inspirational panel discussion with authors, activists, speakers, and AIDS survivors who have been dealing and talking about this issue and this important world global health cause for decades. It will be featuring messages from Lions all over the world, raising awareness. And so we hope to see you there to participate in showing how the world's largest service organization can raise awareness about HIV and AIDS throughout the world, to honor those living with the disease and commemorate those who have passed beyond. So please join us. The registration link for the event is right down there. We will also be posting in the chat box. We hope to see you there for this truly important event.
Hello again, Lions. I have the opportunity to invite you to a very exciting event on Saturday, January 16th, called Embracing Diversity. It starts at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is New York time, and will run for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. During this time of diversity and embracement, we're asking all Lions to support a code of conduct. We know as Lions that we have a code of ethics, but have we individually looked at how we react and act as a Lion every day? So I look forward to seeing you helping us embrace diversity and attending our event on Saturday, January 16th at 11 a.m. Thank you.